Hey everyone, this is another video about how to use the PointsYeah award search tool to look for availability of flights that you could book with points and how to look for those, how to search for based on the number of points you have. And so we're going to start with that. Today I'm going to run a search based on something a reader filled out in the survey I sent out a couple of weeks ago. And she said that she would like to go to Yellowstone with her family next summer. So we're going to run a search based on that. Now, I did not know before I started how do you get to Yellowstone flying, but I found this great article, which I will share in the notes from Upgraded Points about where to stay, how to get there. And basically, there are three medium-sized airports that each are by a different entrance to Yellowstone. There's Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Bozeman, Montana, and Idaho Falls, Idaho. We're only going to do Jackson Hole and Bozeman today because using the free version, I don't think you can search quite as many places, but you could run them individually. So now we're going to turn to the award search tool, PointsYeah. And again, you'll see here it's a little busy. Ads are going to come up in a little bit, and it defaults to one way, which is always the way we start searching for award flights, 2 passengers. Even though this is a family, it's good just to start here, and the tool will show us the number of tickets that might be available, and I'm keeping everything else open here. So the reader would like to go from either Chicago O'Hare to Peoria, and if I did not know the airport code for Peoria, I could just start typing Peoria in there. It comes up. And then going to Jackson Hole, which is JAC, or Bozeman, BZN. Okay, and departure. So next summer, you can look for award flights through early August. I'm filming this in August of 2026, but I'm actually going to run a search for one of my favorite times to fly with the family, which is towards the end of May, right when school gets out. It's better weather usually and can be less crowds or fewer crowds. So, okay, we're going to search for that. I actually already ran the search because it can take a minute. And so this is what comes up. So you can see here 12,500 points on Delta. This is a connecting flight. However, the person who filled out the survey has only Chase points and United points. And Chase points actually transfer to United. So that's kind of like saying the same thing. So I'm going to go over here to bank programs at the top here and select only Chase. And that way the tool is only going to show me flights that I can book with either Chase points or United points. And now we have these that come up. So we see some flights from Chicago going through Denver to Bozeman, but also if I go through and put stops, we can find a nonstop flights for not too many more points. And that's if I go here to that. So I'm going to do that because I think that's probably a better way. And I'm going to see there's a nonstop to Jackson and a nonstop to Bozeman on these days, around these days. So let's take a look at what we have here with Chase points or United miles. If you wanted to book this flight on United's flight website, it would cost 24,800 points. But it says you have to transfer 25,000 Chase points. That's because you have to transfer points 1,000 at a time with most programs or many programs, including Chase. And so you would have to a couple extra points left over here and $5.60. But you'll notice this down here, it says it's fewer points, just over 22,000 if you have a United credit card, which I believe this person does. You don't have to use the United credit card for your taxes and fees. You just have to hold one and then you get better award availability typically. And so when you run the search, you would see a better rate if you are a United card holder. You can also buy points. We're not going to go into that today. And it also, PointsYeah will show us a cash price, which I really discount. I do not consider this valuable information here because oftentimes they're showing you the cash price for the cheapest flight that might be basic, completely non-refundable, and that's not really comparing apples to apples when we're looking at award flights, because one of the benefits of having points and using them for travel is you can book a flight now and then decide later if you want to change it, whereas if you booked a non-refundable flight, you'd kind of be out of luck. So the beauty of points to me is here's a person who wants to travel next summer. They know that already. They might even have their dates. And you could decide to just, you know what, let's just grab that flight in May. You can do it with points, and as long as you cancel it before the flight, you're going to get all your points and all your taxes and fees back. And so it just affords you a lot of flexibility to decide, oh no, we want to go a different day or we want to do something else. Do I want to show you here? Oh, I'm going to unselect. I'm going to do one stop or fewer ones, and I'm going to put departure airport Peoria just to see if what would show up that way. Finally, and okay, so not a ton more points to go directly from Peoria if you wanted to. It's not direct, of course, but you're going on that same Chicago to Jackson Hole or probably Chicago to Bozeman flight using United points that you either transfer from Chase or if you have them in United. I hope this is helpful and that you enjoy playing around with the tool. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.